Hey everyone, so we are back in Toronto. It's a beautiful day. We came back on the Friday before the family day long weekend, and it's around 10 or 11 degrees right now, so there are tons of people out and about. It feels like spring already. We're down at Harbourfront and we're doing the usual. There's a huge bubble behind me. It's some sort of TD green display, like a greenhouse or something like that. I've been vlogging little clips here and there, but I need to do like a little voiceover or a little chit chat segment to kind of explain them all and tie them all together. I had a blood vessel break in my right eye. My husband's laughing at me. It doesn't hurt or anything like that. My coworker actually gets it around twice a year, but I've never had it before and I look extremely scary, or I looked extremely scary. I still have a little bit of it, which is why I'm wearing glasses to kind of cover it up. It has turned really chilly again today. It was quite warm in Toronto for about a week or so. We went out for lunch today. We went to Kone, which is a Japanese restaurant, and we just had like 2 of their special rolls and it cost $40. It was kind of painful, and I said it afterwards to my husband, I can't believe that was $40. So anyway, so we're gonna be doing the Eat at Home challenge again in March. I'm really excited for it, but I seem to be forgetting about it more this time around, so I don't know if I'm gonna have like a little slip up or whatnot. First time I did the challenge, it was definitely top of mind, and this time I'm kind of just falling into routine and then trying to remember after the fact, like after I've made plans. I have a lot I want to talk about, but my hand is frozen, so I will touch base a little bit later. Hey everyone, so it is March 1st today. Just wanted to pop in and say I'm starting 3 31-day challenges in March. I'm doing the Eat at Home challenge, which I've done previously, so I did that last November and it worked out really well. In March, I already have a couple of work lunches booked, so those are going to be exceptions, one of them being tomorrow, but other than that, I'm going to be eating at home the entire time, bringing my lunch. The other challenge I'm going to be trying is the meditation challenge. I'm only going to do 1 meditation session per day to start out with. I may add more if I feel like I want to, or maybe another month I'll try 2 sessions. But since this is my first time trying meditation, I'm gonna try to keep it really flexible and fluid and just try a few things and see what works best for me. So today I had kind of forgotten about it in the morning, so I wanted to try it in the morning, but I'm going to do it in the evening. The last thing I'm going to try, and I kind of tacked this on at the last minute, so again, similar to the Eat at Home challenge, there are going to be a couple of exceptions with things that I've already scheduled in the month of March, but I'm going to be doing a challenge that I'm calling, for the time being, the no calories from drinks challenge. So basically, I'm not going to have any alcohol, any bubble tea. I'm not going to have any milk or sugar in my tea or coffee. I'm not going to be drinking juice, pop, coconut water, although I will use soy, almond, cashew, or coconut milk in my overnight oats. I'm not going to drink it though, like from a glass or anything like that. So the oats pretty much soak up all of the liquid anyway, so I don't consider overnight oats a drink. I've gotten into the habit of drinking a lot of sugary drinks, and I also like a glass of wine every now and then, or a cocktail or a cider or whatnot. I've been drinking a lot of mulled wine, and that is just jam-packed with calories, so I want to see how I do. So the 2 exceptions are going to be get-togethers with my friends. I planned a mulled wine night with a couple of my girlfriends, so since those are already scheduled out and I've already said I'm going to make mulled wine, I am going to have an exception for those 2 days in the month of March. Again, I'm just going to be really flexible with this and just have fun with it. It's just an experiment, and I'm really excited to give it a try. This leads me to another thing that I want to talk about. One of my coworkers introduced me to Tim Ferriss, just his podcasts. I would say about a month ago, so before I went to Costa Rica. He recommended a couple of podcasts, and I started scrolling through the list, and there were actually a lot of topics that I was interested in. So I have been listening to his podcasts pretty much nonstop since then. I listen on my way to and from work, so that's a good 2 hours a day. And he does do, for the most part, long format podcasts where they're interviews with successful people or high achievers. And each podcast is about 2 or 3 hours. So I listen to around one every day, day and a half. I've actually started tracking the podcasts of his that I've listened to on my 101 in 1001 blog post. So I will link that down below if you want to see the podcasts I've listened to and the particular ones that I found really interesting or helpful. I've put a little asterisk. So we bought Lulu this toy ages ago and we haven't given it to her yet, so I'm gonna give it to her right now. Good girl.
Or a fake ambulance that breaks as soon as it rains. Or an Asian helper sent right to your door.
You know what? If you want to look for a house, that's okay. No, it's not. Don't listen to him. I'm going to bump you. It's okay because they have to get it out of their system. Okay? But you're going to realize this is the only place you want to be.
Actually, we already found a house we love.
About an hour ago, we cleaned one.
Bet you wish I was having an affair now, huh?
You put an offer on a house?
It's so sweet. It really is. It has this big yard that leads down to the stream.
It is Tuesday, March 7th, and I haven't done a meditation update because I wanted to do a few days before circling back. I have a few minutes before work. I'm just having my breakfast. Since coming back from Costa Rica, I am no longer trying to kind of like tone up, I guess. So I'm back to eating whatever for breakfast. Sometimes it's overnight oats, sometimes it's a bagel, sometimes I still do the hard-boiled egg, but I'm not as strict about it. Meditation has been, I would say, fairly painless so far. I've been doing Faith Hunter's 30-day meditation, and each video is only about 10 minutes, but in reality, the meditation portion after the intro and the outro only spans about 8 or fewer minutes. So sometimes I think they're only about 5 minutes. So they've been really easy to get through. I don't know if I've reached a true stage of meditation. I have a lot of thoughts that go in and out of my mind. I try to focus on breathing, but sometimes I get distracted and I find myself tensing up or maybe breathing a little bit more rapidly. So I have to work to control that. So even within the 5-minute span, there's a lot that's going on. What I like about Faith Hunter, even though the videos are short, is that she's doing a lot of different types of meditation. So we've done a standing meditation, which was today. There was also a lot of sitting meditations. There was one that was lying down. So I like the variety to see what I'm most comfortable with. I may try some guided meditations from Tara Brach, which is a podcast that I listen to on the Tim Ferriss Show. It's one that I'm actually going to avoid deleting for now because I want to listen to it again. So I really enjoyed her and I wanted to try her guided meditations. I am only doing guided meditations right now because I'm very new to meditation and I feel like I still need a little bit of coaching. But down the road, hopefully, if I keep up with it, I will be able to do some just on my own with some maybe background music or something like that. I have been really bad about doing videos and vlogging. I've vlogged a little bit here and there and I think I have quite a bit of footage, but it's all chit-chat style in my kitchen. March is Eat at Home Challenge month, so I haven't really been going out and doing stuff. But today I made a sticky toffee pudding, which is very exciting. It smells so good in the condo right now and I wanted to show you guys because I just pulled it out of the oven. Here it is. Oh my gosh, it looks and smells delicious and it was so easy. I used this recipe here from my Nigella Bites cookbook, and when I was making the recipe I thought there is no way this is going to work out. It was like a big big soupy mess when I put it in the oven, but it looks fantastic now. My friend and I are having a cooking night tonight, and I was actually going to make this recipe. I decided to do a duck recipe at the last minute, and I bought all the ingredients for it, but I still had this recipe in the back of my mind, so I thought I would just whip it up and have it as like a late breakfast, early lunch, brunch type thing. Now, my husband is feeling under the weather. He's sniffling a lot and he's sneezing and such, and I just started sniffling as well, so I hope I'm not getting sick. But yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of the sticky toffee pudding and I think that'll make me feel better, and then I'm gonna have a nap. I am coming to you from my kitchen again. It is Sunday and I'm doing a whole bunch of cooking. I don't really meal prep or anything like that. I kind of just go with the flow and try to use up the things that I have at home. But whenever I have a block of time, I like to cook a few things at once. So yesterday I showed you I made the sticky toffee pudding, and at my friend's place I ended up making a gingery hot duck salad, and I overcooked the duck breast, but it still tasted really good. And I'm gonna be making lentils with sausages for dinner this evening, and I'm doing a whole bunch of different veggies and things like that to go on the side. And I'm also making a broccoli and potato puree for my friend tomorrow when she comes over. She's vegetarian, so the soup is going to be a veggie stock based soup. So I've got some green lentils soaking for dinner tonight. Here is my pan of veggies. I'm gonna roast some carrots and some zucchini. The broccoli is for the puree, and I'm sweating some onions on the stove. Half of this is going to be for the soup, and the other half is going to be for the lentils that I'm making tonight. I've already started to puree the soup, but here is what it looks like, and I will show you once it's done. Here is the broccoli and potato soup. It tastes really good, so I'm just gonna cool it and then pop it in the fridge so it's ready for tomorrow. Since I'm in the kitchen, I'm also going to make our overnight oats and do our chicken breast for our salad tomorrow. My overnight oats recipe has gotten simpler and simpler and simpler with time, so you guys will see it is just the basics. I find that very similar to that saying in photography where the best camera is the one that you use, the best recipe is the one that you make, and I make overnight oats all the time, and I'm always looking for ways to save time while still maintaining quality, and in this case the same flavor. And I'm finding that just the simple base recipe that we dress up in the morning is absolutely perfect. So you guys are going to be very underwhelmed by this recipe, but I just wanted to show that it really doesn't take a lot of time, and you can have a really healthy and delicious breakfast in a really straightforward and easy way. I take a cup of oats. So these are rolled oats. I've also used the thick rolled oats, and I use the Bob's Red Mill ones. And then I pour in about 2 cups of liquid. So this can be regular milk, it can be soy milk, cashew milk. In this case, I'm using almond milk. And I make this almost every day, so I've gotten used to the measurements, but this is kind of the perfect amount. It doesn't have to be exact. I haven't tried using water. I got a question on whether or not water can be used. I'm sure it can, but it just won't be as rich tasting. So I'm going to stir it with a chopstick, and that is basically it. I just screw the lid on and I pop this into the fridge overnight. Tomorrow morning we might top our oatmeal with some maple syrup. I've been using this ginger spread that I really like. It's ginger, cane sugar, and water, and I find it quite sweet, so it'll sweeten this up perfectly. We might put on some fresh fruit like bananas or berries, raisins, dried cranberries, cinnamon. The possibilities are endless, and this is just a really nice go-to base recipe. So here is my dinner. I've got some lentils, the hot Italian sausage, the roasted carrots from earlier today, and the roasted zucchini. I wanted to pop on here real quick to show you this new Kone filter that I've been using with our Chemex. When we were in Costa Rica, we did a little coffee class. The lady who was running the class let us taste the difference among a whole bunch of different methods of brewing coffee, and we could really notice a difference. The paper filter coffee was a lot lighter, it was a lot cleaner, but to my surprise I actually preferred the taste of a more full-bodied and I would say thick coffee. So I read that this metal filter is supposed to be able to do that, and there's also the plus of not having to buy paper filters all the time when we run out. So I thought I would give it a try. It was on sale at well.ca and I'm really happy with it. Here's what the cone looks like. It's just really lightweight, simple to use, and the holes are really teeny tiny. So I read that you do have to do a finer grind when you use this, but we just used our same kind of like medium fine grind and it's working out great. We do still have some paper filters left, so I'm gonna pour the coffee and I'm actually gonna show you the difference when I use the paper filter maybe sometime next week, or maybe tomorrow I can use the paper filter. The coffee is a lot darker, it's a lot I keep saying thicker, I don't know if that's the way to describe it, and you'll see at the bottom there's a lot of sediment. There's also oil in the coffee because the paper filter actually filters out the oil. So the oil contributes, I think, a lot of the flavor and the mouthfeel. So yeah, I've been loving this coffee. I'm really excited to drink it. So you can see some of the sediment coming out at the bottom when I pour it. And I do drink my coffee black now. My husband started drinking it black when he was in Costa Rica, but I didn't start until we got back. He's since started putting milk and sugar in his coffee again, but I'm going to continue to drink it black because I've gotten used to the taste and I actually like it that way now. So, see all the sediment? We are heading to the grocery store. There are just a couple of other clips that I wanted to talk about. I think actually I only have one set of clips I need to talk about. At the Painted Lady on a Canadian singer-songwriter named Alicia Brilla. It was a really nice night with my girlfriend. The Painted Lady is an interesting venue. It looks really pretty on camera, as you'll see by the clips, but I wasn't a huge fan of just the layout of the venue and the service and all of that, but still it was a fun experience. My friend is really into music, so it was nice to get her take on the songs. The crowd was a lot of fun. There was a really good vibe, really positive, happy vibe, so that's always a plus.
Have won their match in the all the stuff here.
Hubby and I really enjoyed Logan, and now we're going to have an early dinner. I made a huge pot of cabbage soup, but it's a very hearty soup, lots of vegetables in it, and we're going to be having it with some sausages. So I have hot Italian sausage and my husband has honey garlic. So this is kind of my take on choucroute, but I used a recipe from my Nigella Lawson cookbook, and this is the kitchen cookbook, which I happen to have autographed as well. I use this minestrone recipe, but I always modify recipes for what I have, and I didn't want to put pasta in it. Instead, I wanted to do potato. So it looks really good, and I'm excited to eat it because I love cabbage. So here is my cabbage soup with my hot Italian sausage, and I've got a couple of different types of mustard. I brewed our coffee with a paper filter today, so I'm just gonna start pouring and show you the difference. Not sure if you can see that it's a much lighter coffee. It's a lot more clear and also not as viscous. When I get down to the bottom, there is no sediment, and there are also no oils. So So the spout in this case is clean. Just finished lunch and I can't believe it, but we actually finished all of the cabbage soup that I made yesterday. So we had more than half for dinner last night with the sausages, and then today we went to Sanigan's Meat Locker and we bought 4 sausages, all different types, and we polished off the cabbage soup with lunch. So I only used half a cabbage to make the soup, so I'm going to make it again maybe later on this week. Not too sure yet, but we also bought a bunch of charcuterie, so we're gonna eat that maybe tomorrow for dinner. I'm gonna end off the vlog here. I'm watching a couple of documentaries, and if you like wine, you might enjoy them. Both are on Netflix. One is called Sour Grapes. It's about a man who made counterfeit Burgundy wine and he sold them at auction for millions of dollars. And now we're watching one called Somm, like sommelier. It's about 4 individuals who are studying to take the master sommelier test, and it is really interesting. I could never be a sommelier. I just don't have a great palate, and I think it's more my nose. I can't identify specific scents. So I'm gonna get back to watching the documentaries. Thank you guys for watching this vlog. I know it's a long one, but I haven't done one in quite some time. Not sure what I'm gonna film next. I'm hitting kind of a creative block when it comes to regular videos, but I will get on that, and of course I'm gonna keep vlogging. So thank you again for watching. I hope you guys are doing well. Spring is just around the corner. The first day of spring is actually tomorrow. So I hope you're enjoying the last of winter, and warm weather will be around very soon for those of us in the northern hemisphere. So have a great one, and I'll see you soon. Bye.